Alright, in today's video, I was going to talk a little bit about comfort zone. That was kind of the idea I got after my meditation, kind of sitting here thinking about it because it's the new year and we all have new goals. And we all have new things we want to accomplish in the new year since it's kind of the reset. And I was just thinking, like, comfort zone was one of the things that if you want to get somewhere different, or if you want to accomplish something else, you kind of have to step out of it. And like, my example was, since I got back from Bali, I've been wanting to do this cold plunge, but the one that we did in Bali was set at 46 degrees, and I saw that theirs was set at 36 degrees. So for a while I let that, because I didn't know what that was going to be like. It made me feel uncomfortable, so it took me a while to get there. Like, I was always nervous because I was like, well, in Bali we did 46 degrees and that was pretty cold, and I don't know if 36 degrees if I'm going to be able to do it. So I let all that fear of being uncomfortable kind of stop me for probably about a month now, until I finally did it the other day, and it was nowhere near as bad as I thought it was going to be. It was actually good. So that's the thing with comfort zone. It makes you feel comfortable. It makes you feel safe. But that's what our, like, I don't even know how million-year-old brain is, or 1,000-year-old brain is, that makes us, survive. Where we're like, we see something that we believe is dangerous, and really it's not. Because like, words can't kill us. I mean, they can't. So if we do something, we make a fools of ourselves. Like me getting on here at first, it took me a while to do that because I was uncomfortable with being, like, what other people would think. And so it took me a long time to even get on here and start this channel in the beginning, which now I've gotten over that and gotten through that. And there's still some remnants there, I'll be honest. We all feel that way, a little bit. You don't want to be judged because we've been judged so much, because we're judged on everything that we do. So again, at the end of the day, you still got to step outside it, no matter what. There's always going to be somebody that's going to say something. Let them say it. Like I was hearing yesterday, is like, people are going to perceive you however they want to perceive you. There's nothing you can do about that. All you can do is be you. All you can do is step forward and try to be a better version of yourself if you want to be. And that's all you can do. We're not all going to like the same things. We're not all going to be the same person. Or, man, getting used to this chair too, as this new chair is getting a little uncomfortable too. But again, so we're not always going to be liked by everyone. It's just part of life. But the thing is you still have to do what it is that you want to do, what makes you, happy, because that's all that matters. This is your life. So that's part of, like, what I'm trying to do, is be like, what's the word? Like, candid with my responses and my experiences, so maybe it might help someone else. And again, we all go through different things in life. We've all been through different experiences that have made us who we are. And I wouldn't be sitting here today talking about all this stuff if I hadn't been through some of the stuff. But I also had to learn how to get out of my comfort zone. And even if it's something small, start small. Even if it's just, for me in the beginning, when I started doing these videos, I was really nervous. But I mean, I don't know if anybody could see it, but I could feel it on the inside. But that's the thing, is that sometimes the way we feel on the inside, we think everybody knows. Like, oh my God, they can see that I'm that I'm not good at this, that I'm nervous, and I still am a little bit, but I fight through it, and I try to embrace it and enjoy it, and that's what it is even, like, anytime you do something new, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be uncomfortable until you keep doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it. But like with the plunge thing, when I got on and I got in there, it was just like Bali. It was cold, and for the first 30 seconds, your body tries to get you to do everything it can to get out, just like anything. The mind tries to get you to stop doing what you want to do, because it's so afraid that it wants. It's just, and you know what? It's not even a bad thing. It's just, that's what it does. Is it's designed to protect us. but there's no saber-toothed tigers outside the door. I mean, at least not my door. If there's saber-toothed tigers in Michigan, we got a problem. One must have escaped or something. But anyway, but that's the way the brain was designed millions of years ago, thousands of years ago. I'm not really sure on the beginning of existence off the top of my head, but it was designed that way. And so it's going to take time to do something, and it's probably always going to do this to us. But the thing is you have to do it anyway, and then embrace that discomfort, because again, it's natural. It's a part of growth. It's also a sign that you're making progress, because that's stepping out of your comfort zone. It's going to make you discomfort. But that's the thing is, and then keep trying to do these things. And even if you start small and do one thing, even one thing a month, try something new, try something you haven't done. And then, do something else and do something else and keep building on that. So again, we're like, and continue to learn and do the stuff and support it, and keep coming back to watch videos. Not just me, anybody that's done the stuff that you're trying to do, seek them out. Like that's why everybody has YouTube channels these days, is because it helps other people. By seeing someone else's experience, it helps you see what they did to get past it. Because again, like I remember before I started doing all this stuff, I still do. I watch videos all the time of people that have succeeded at what it is I'm trying to do, and then see what they did. And that's where it all started for me, was they finally got me to say, if not now, when? If not them, who? And it was like Dean said that, and it just in that moment, it just made perfect sense. It's like, why keep putting it off? You're not going to get better at anything by putting it off. And I should know, I started getting really sore than I usually was. And after doing those cold plunges in Bali, I felt amazing for like 2 months. So I was like, I got to get back to it, because that feeling amazing. And then after you do it, I mean, is it discomfort in those moments while you're in it? Those 3 minutes you're sitting there in that cold water? Of course it is. But the feeling you get after, the benefits, the health things, I mean, I'll take 3 minutes of uncomfortableness to feel the way I do when you do it. As soon as you're done doing it, you're like, ooh, this is great. You just feel different. It's like invigorating. It's energizing. It makes you feel better. And then it helps with muscle soreness. It helps with everything. And one of my friends said that his dad said he felt like a new man. And you know what? Now I know what he's talking about. Because when I was doing it, I did. So it makes me want to get in there every day. And that's why Tony Robbins does it every day. And he says too, there isn't a day he wants to do it, but he does it anyway, because he trained his mind to say, when I say go, we go. And that's the thing, is like, and like I was saying, there's always going to be somebody out there that's going to say something. Let them talk. And let people perceive you however they're going to want to perceive you. Just be you. And as long as you keep being you, you'll find the people that'll accept you for who you are. And the ones that don't, well, then let them go accept someone else. Or maybe they can't even accept themselves. It's not on you, it's on them. The way people are always going to perceive you one way or another. And hearing this yesterday helped me too, because I know people are going to perceive me one way, and I know other people are going to perceive me other ways. But this information that I'm trying to share, I feel like is the next step in using the mind and getting over this brain and getting out of our comfort zones to succeed. Because I feel like we get so used to doing the same thing every day that it just becomes second nature, and we do it almost like automatic. Like again, when you're driving your car down the road, sometimes you're deep in thought, and your subconscious or unconscious mind is driving the car while your conscious mind is deep in thought. And then you're like, wow, how did I even do that? Well, you kind of didn't. The other part of you did. As crazy as that sounds too, but we're taught to think that thinking like that is crazy. No, it's not. Read Eckhart Tolle's The New Earth. He was ready to, like, he had had enough with life. He was ready to exit. until he finally realized there was a split. There was two selves. The I am, and I believe the line that the thought that entered his head was, I can't live with myself anymore. And when he had that thought, he realized, okay, there's an I in myself, so there's two entities inside of me. And then one of them's probably the survival mind that was getting, because he didn't know what to do anymore. And then the higher self kind of came in and said, hey man, we got this. And then it made him realize, and then that led to him writing that book and realizing that there's always going to be, and I don't know, for all of you that remember the cartoons with the angel and devil on the shoulder. You know, the newer version is Emperor's New Groove for Disney. He always has the devil and the angel on the shoulder. That's what I feel like it is, the higher self and then the survival mind. And we need to like listen to them both. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but we need to know which one to choose in which situation. Because again, with everything, there's what is that called? Dichotomies in everything, opposites. Without right, we don't know left. Without up, we don't know down. So it's like we have to have the opposites to figure that out. But our soul that's inside of us, that's what we reach when we're meditating, is that thing's beyond space and time, that's in this moment, that is like not divided. It is you. And I feel like that's what we need to do more of, is relax and breathe and do it anyway. You know, if you're scared, do it anyway. There was a good saying, I can't remember what it was, but it's like, you know, just step through the fear and do it anyway. Like, if you're afraid, breathe. Like, and that's the thing, is in those discomforting moments, breathe. If you breathe and tell yourself to relax through it, it helps a hell of a lot more. I remember when I used to play softball, like in between pitches, I would just, you know, close my eyes at third base and tell myself, take a couple deep breaths, relax, focus, and play. And then I'd come back. Now again, nothing's 100%. I wouldn't make every play, but it definitely helped in those stressful moments when we needed a play, or, you know, a hit might lose the game, or, you know, and same thing with pitches. When you need a big hit, you step into that batter's box, take a couple deep breaths, and it's just you and the pitcher. But that's the thing, is anything in life. All right, you know, maybe before you walk into a room that makes you feel uncomfortable, you know, maybe if you're going to a party or something, or going to an event, you know, take a couple deep breaths before you walk in the door and tell yourself it's going to be all right. We got this. You know, any little thing, like they say, talking to yourself, you're crazy. No, man. I always do it. Close your eyes and do it. I talk to my, you know, body all the time. All right, we got this. Close your eyes. We got this. And that's the thing, is that the people that say crazy things to themselves are the ones that might, you know, having a problem or need something to figure out. And, you know, so, but the thing is that I talk to myself right there, the I in myself. So there's always something we can do. There's always somewhere. You know, just start small, embrace the discomfort, and seek out those new experiences and continue to learn. And again, if, you know, support yourself with supportive people, or support yourself and surround yourself with the supportive people. And, you know, just make a commitment and visualize it. Like, even like, you know, just visualizing, even if you have to visualize before you do it. Like, you know, when I did the 30 video challenge in 30 days, that's what I did every day, was visualized myself getting on here, visualized myself talking about stuff. And then during those visualizations before I came on here, I would get an idea, and then I just get on here and talk about it. And it's kind of similar to what I do now, but I do different. I usually do a meditation to kind of get myself in a different state. And that's the thing, is that's what meditation does, is it helps you change state. That's what a cold plunge does. It helps you change state. And when you're in a different state, that's what exercise does. It helps you change state. That's why it's so amazing, because it changes your state of how you are. So any little thing, just move around, you know, move a little bit. I know Tony Robbins, like, says something to himself. I forget what it is. He's told us before. And, like, before he goes out on stage, every event, before he gets out there, he gives himself a little, you know, pep up time. You know, talks himself up, gets himself in that moment to, like, That's why they jump around at all his events, is to kind of get that energy moving. And then it kind of gets everything moving, and then you can go forward from there. It changes your state. And when you're in a different state, then you can do, better things. It makes you more comfortable to get started, and then you just keep going. Like, even for me, when I do some of these videos, in the beginning I'm a little bit nervous, but as I get going, I remember to tell myself on the inside while I'm doing it is focus, relax, you got this. And then just kind of relax into this moment. And from that, relaxation, let whatever comes through me come through me, and then talk in these videos. And I realized that when I always come in with an idea, and I might have some notes on the side, like just some little things to talk about, but I don't know exactly what I'm going to say every time I come on here. But I have faith that when I get on here, I'm going to just start talking and figure out what it is I'm going to say. But in the past, I used to be so uncomfortable that I wouldn't get on here. And now that I get on here, I tell myself, just get on there and see what happens. And then I do that, and then I get on here and I do it. So again, if I can do this, anybody can. You can do anything you want. You just got to start small, get some ideas of what it is you want to do, embrace that discomfort, seek those new experiences, and just keep continuing to learn, and look for support, look for people that have done it before you, and see how they've done it. Visualize some stuff, and realize that it's not always going to be easy, and it's not always going to be perfect. And commitment to it, and keep doing it. And just remember, every time you push yourself outside your comfort zone, you grow. So if you practice these things and think about these things, trust me, you'll get there. It's not perfect. It's a process. It's growth. You're going to get better and better as you go. And then you got to find something else that's uncomfortable and start the process over again. Because again, once you start to do something you're uncomfortable with, you're going to get comfortable doing it eventually. So then you got to find something else. But we'll worry about that a different day. But as always, like and subscribe. If you got anything you ever want me to talk about, elaborate on, just put it in the comments, whatever. Ask questions. And just start small and gradually go. And just do it anyway. Even if you're scared, it makes you uncomfortable. Just you got to start somewhere. And I trust me, it's not a matter of life and death. So, and if it doesn't work out the way you do, figure out how you can get better and do it again until you get it right. Anyway, all right, have a good day. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.